Goodwill versus Savers. Which thrift store is better? Today we are going to be unscientifically answering this age-old question, and you might be asking, how are we going to be doing this? Well, today I'll be going to 3 different Goodwills and trying to find stuff to flip online for a profit. We'll base this off of estimated eBay comps to see how much each item will be worth in comparison to what I paid for the item. And then tomorrow I'll actually be going to 3 different Savers and doing the exact same thing. We'll convene back after the 2 days and see how we performed at each of the locations. We'll go over the return on my investment, total profits, how much I spent, and then we'll take a look at all of the figures and see which store did better, Goodwill or Savers. First item, just walked in the door, saw these. You guys know that logo, Peter Millar. Unfortunately, they want $20. These only go for about $30 to $35 only, so gonna be leaving those behind. What are these? A Bio? Never heard of this brand. Might take a look at those. Not much on those Bios. They go for like $20 only. Found these New Balance fresh foams, pretty worn. Probably gonna pass on these. $15. Got a pair of Allbirds. $20 for Allbirds. No, thank you. Got these Skechers. Looks just like On Clouds. These like Charlie Brown. $15. Wow. For a really small size. Got these On Clouds, $30. These are women's, 10. These are the Roger. It's actually the same shoe I'm wearing now, but $30, a little much. It's got these tiny Hokas, Speed Goats. It's a good model, but $50. This is like the high-end corner or something. Look at that price, $200 on that monkey or lion or whatever that is. And this one's only $13. Look at the bottom of this. Looks like it's from Walmart. I'm gonna have to think about that. Look at this thing. They have an Energizer massager. $30. I did look it up. It goes for about $30, $35. So I'm wondering if they're just looking at eBay prices. So you have some golf clubs here. Titleist 755, older model though, $4. Got a 5-iron and a 7-iron. How are we gonna leave these? Stocks, $70. Found a couple of items in this more expensive area. A pair of Allen Edmonds, $30. Golf shoes. Looks like it's new with the tags. It's got the little baggie as well. So that should be a good deal. $30 though. And then I found these here. Adidas, Anthony Edwards, also $30. These roughly go for about maybe $65. Wish it was in my size, but it is 11 and a half. Not too bad, but I don't see Anthony Edwards shoes too often in the wild. Everybody just left the Goodwill, spent until $60 there on 2 shoes, a pair of Allen Edmonds, but they seem to be new from what I can tell. They looked really clean. Still had the tag on there. I'm hoping that they didn't just put the tag back on, and it is actually a new pair of Allen Edmonds. The golf shoes don't do as well as their normal dress shoes. I still think I can probably get like over $100 on those shoes. Might take a little bit to sell, but I still think I can probably get over $100. And then the Anthony Edwards Adidas shoes. First time finding these in the thrift stores. We did find one at the Uptown Cheapskate a while back ago, but I didn't buy them because they did price it at $70, and that's probably what I'm going to be shooting for on these. I did pay $30 for it, so hoping for a double up on this. Over in the pants area, found these right here, $8.99, kind of worn there, but these are Primo pants. These are like jogger style, they're like golf pants. These actually do pretty decently. Probably can get like $30, $35 for these. As long as everything is in good condition, I think I'll add it. Looking over at the hoodies, do you guys see what I see? It's just sticking out. Oh, it's on a Titleist tag too. This is probably going to be worth it. Oh, never mind. Unfortunately, there's a huge pull thread here. Oh, this would probably be worth more. But with that damage there, it's probably not going to hold up for sure. Unfortunately, with that damage, I'm going to leave it behind, but typically it goes for about $35 to $40. We got Ralph Wiggum. This is cool. I don't know, no tags or anything on this. Applause. It's got a little keychain on here as well. $9. Just says applause on here. A little rip there on the back seam. Nothing too major. This Ralph, looked it up. A couple listed for like $35 to $40. So I'm just gonna leave it. Not the greatest sell-through rate. So yeah, that's it for now. Only picked up the one pair of pants, the Primo golf pants. Definitely a great brand to keep an eye out for. Sell rate is really good on these, probably about 200 to 300%. So if you guys can find them for cheap, definitely pick those up. But unfortunately, we didn't find anything else. One more Goodwill, and then maybe call it a day. Goodwill number 3 today. find this Breville toaster. Very cool. I like this blue color. $11 on this. I did plug it in. It does work, it seems like. Looks pretty decently clean for a toaster. Not too many comps. Maybe goes for like $40, $50. But I might want to keep it for myself. Looks pretty cool. I'm holding on to it for now. And it does have the instruction manual as well. No box though. Just left the Goodwill. Only picked up the one item, the Breville toaster. Paid a total of $12. You can actually find this exact model on Amazon for $200. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not. We'll see. My toaster is still pretty good at home. I kind of want to replace it. I currently have like a Ninja toaster oven. It like converts into a toaster oven as well as a regular toaster. It's kind of big and bulky though. I might be able to sell that for like $40, $50. I've had that for a few years now, so I'm gonna do more thorough testing on this Breville one. I like the look of this one. It looks a little bit fancier. Nice blue color. I love navy blue. So even if I don't keep it and sell it, sell-through rate's not the greatest on this, but if it does sell, I'm guessing around 45 to 50. Welcome everybody to day 2 of our thrifting adventure, Goodwill versus Savers. Today we're going to go hit up 3 different Savers and see how it compares to the 3 Goodwills we went to yesterday. Picked up some decent things yesterday, not a huge haul, but I think a pretty good haul. Let's head over to Savers number 1. I am in the men's area now. Didn't find any hard goods at all. I'm actually looking at the shoes right now and don't see much. This is what I'm looking at right now. So they have it arranged by size. Don't see a whole lot. Got some Allbirds. Those have like no value. Got these boots up here, some Clarks. Got these cowboy boots. Field and Forest. Probably not worth a whole lot. No price on it. Got these cowboy boots here. $24.99. Laredo. Don't normally pick up Laredo. I did look these up. They are looking for $18.99. These don't go for a whole lot. Maybe like 30, 25 to 30 only. Not the greatest sell-through rate as well. I'm going to take a look at some other shoes, and if I find something, I will let you guys know. Saw these Doc Martens here, like Chelsea boots, $15. Don't think it goes for a whole lot. Not the greatest sell-through rate on those. Found these Adidas here, kind of interesting, $19. I don't pick up a whole lot of Adidas, but as you can see there, Porsche design. Very unique shoe. No exact comps. One other pair, like a white version, sold for like, I think it was like $60 to $70. Might take a shot on it. I'm going to hold on to it for now and see, but never seen a Porsche design with Adidas. Over in the women's section, found these Hokas here. These are like hiking shoes. They're in really good shape. $14.99. These are actually men's. These are called the Torrent 2, and interesting colorway. Size 9 here. As far as comps go, only saw these going for about $35, maybe $40. So it's not like the best model. I might hold on to it for now and think about it, but they're in really good shape. Lots of tread left on the bottom. Uppers are in great shape. If I use my discount, I'll get 20% off my purchase. Look at these shoes here. Disney princesses. Very unique. Over in the polo area, found this one here, $7.79. So you can see there's no labels or anything. You guessed it. Lululemon. Just don't go for a crazy amount. Maybe get like $20, $25. It's in decent shape. Kind of a small size. I'm guessing it's a medium or a large. But no rips, tears, stains. I think I'll hold on to it. Alright, everybody. Check out these pants that I just found. Moving on, jeans. Brand new vintage Levi's. They do want $17.99 for it though. Made in Taiwan, but these look really vintage style. And it's new with the tags. Flared out regular style. It's on this old paper tag. Honestly, don't know much about it, but saw some comps sell for like $100 maybe. I'm gonna have to do some more research on it. Over in the sweaters and activewear, saw this Patagonia. They do want $19 though. It's like one of those quarter zip better sweaters. These only sell for about $25 to $30 now, so gonna have to pass on this, unfortunately. Feels cheaper, I think it'd be worth it, but for $19, not worth it for me. Got this Lululemon hoodie. Missing one of the connection drawstring pieces, but they're also asking $30, so definitely passing on that. Just left the Savers, $49.65 was the total. It got super windy here, so I'm doing a voiceover. Picked up a couple of glasses as well, a pair of Dolce & Gabbana, and a pair of salt frames. $3 a piece. We did also save 25% off our entire purchase. Not too bad of a haul today from the Savers. I'm going to make a quick stop to the Ross store, which is next door here, and then we're probably going to go hit up our second Savers. Nothing at the Ross store, so we're heading over to the second Savers. Vineyard Vines, $50. New with tags. Regular price, $135. Over the polo shirts, found this Burberry, $20 though. Stripe pick polo. Does have the stain on the bottom, and part of the stitching came off. I think it might only go for like $30. Don't see Burberry too often in the wild. Looks legit. Tag looks pretty good. I think I'll leave it though. Looking at the display case here, I think that's legit there. $40 for that Rolex. Skagen right next to it for $25. Dang, look at that. They got a Smeg kettle there. $150. If you guys don't know, Smeg is a pretty expensive luxury brand. So they definitely looked that up. I have had no luck at this Savers. I have nothing in my cart. Looking at some DVDs now, but I'm ready to call it and get out of here. Alright guys, just left the Savers there. Did not pick up anything at all. That's probably the first time I came to this store and did not pick anything up. Not looking too good on this Savers versus Goodwill challenge. But we do have one more Savers to head out to. Pretty good start here. However, $13 for Arc'teryx It's like a green polo shirt, size medium. Not too bad of shape. I'll hold on to it for now. With the discount, it'll be more worth it. Just went through the shoes and the polo shirts. Didn't find anything at all besides that Arc'teryx. Now, I'm gonna look at some pants. Found this t-shirt, $12.99, and it is a Viore. It is my size. I might get this for myself. Here's a little hit here on the bottom as well. If you guys don't know, Viore, great brand to keep an eye out for. Even for $13, this t-shirt, basic t-shirt, probably goes for about 25 to 30. Like I said, probably gonna keep it though, but we'll get 20% off anyways, so still a decent deal. And there's no major rips or tears. With t-shirts, you wanna make sure there's no like bleach stains or anything like that, but this one looks pretty good. Armpits, check those out. Over in the activewear, saw this hoodie here. If you guys do see Essentials Fear of God, that's actually a designer brand. There is no tag here though, and it feels very lightweight. A little too lightweight here. The E is peeling off, definitely screaming fake. So watch out for this brand for sure. I did find a size tag and it's this little S here, so definitely a fake for sure. So just a word of warning. But if you guys can find real ones of Essentials, they go for really good money. Made my way over to the women's shoes and saw these Hokas here. $14.99. These are the Vanquish 2. Look these up. These only go for about 25 to 30. Not in the best shape, not in the best condition, older model. I am going to leave that behind. Alright, over in the golf area, as you can see, there's a couple of irons I might grab. R-Blades TaylorMade. This is a 6 iron. This is an 8 iron. Individual irons don't sell for that great, but $4. This might go for like 30, 35. So I might hold on to these. Let's check this out. They have a bunch of Funko here. $7.99 a piece. Some of these bigger ones are $11.99. I did look through a bunch of these. Found this one, Beast Titan, Mikasa Ackerman from Attack on Titan, and Dorothy. So $7.99, $7.99, $11.99. I searched through a bunch of these other ones. They're roughly about 15 to 20 a piece. I didn't go through every single one since there's so many, but went through a bunch. Just left the Savers there. Spent just over $53 on everything, and we actually turned out pretty decently. Just one of those Funkos can probably get all of our money back. Here's the receipt. $53.60 was our total, and I think just this Funko alone can probably get $60, $70 maybe back. Not too bad of a haul from this Savers. And with that, everybody, is the end of day 2 of our epic challenge between Goodwill and Savers. Now that we are back home now, let's crunch some numbers and go over all the figures. Start things off with all of the Goodwills that we went to yesterday. Like I mentioned, we went to 3 different Goodwills. The first store, we ended up paying $60 for 2 pairs of shoes, the Allen Edmonds golf shoes, as well as the Adidas Anthony Edwards basketball shoes, $30 a piece, $60 in total. The second Goodwill we went to, we only picked up one item, which was the Primo golf pants. These were priced at $9. And then the third Goodwill, we picked up just the one item, the Breville toaster oven, and this was priced at $12. Surprisingly, we did actually find an item at every single Goodwill we went to. We spent a total of $81 between the 3 stores. And then today we went to 3 different Savers. At the first Savers, we did end up spending $49.65. At this store, we ended up buying 6 items actually, which was a pretty good haul. First one was actually the Levi's vintage new with tags pair of jeans. I believe these are from maybe the 70s. I still need to do some more research on these. They're like a tan pair of jeans, Very cool to find vintage Levi's out in the wild, especially new with tags. We also ended up finding a Lululemon polo shirt, a pair of Hoka Torrent 2, I believe is the model, as well as a pair of Adidas collaboration with Porsche Design. And then we also picked up 2 pairs of eyeglasses. Usually I sell these as eye frames only and not the lenses because these usually have a prescription. But again, in total, we spent $49.65. And then at store number 2, we actually ended up not finding anything at all. I'm sure I probably could have picked up something that would have been worth value. I spent quite a lot of time at that store actually, and it just wasn't worth it for me to pick up certain items, so I ended up leaving empty-handed. But to round things off at the third Savers, we ended up finding quite a big haul. We ended up finding 9 items at the last Savers, definitely made up for the miss at the previous one. Spent a total of $53.60. Ended up finding a Arc'teryx polo shirt. We also found a Viore t-shirt, which I'm probably going to be keeping for myself, but I'll still be including it with this challenge. We did also pick up 2 eyeglass cases. The main reason for me buying these were actually to pair with the eyeglasses we picked up from the previous or from the first Savers. And then we also picked up 3 Funko Pops. I rarely buy Funko Pops, but this store just had a bunch of them in one location. I ended up looking a bunch of them up, and you know, some of them were only good for like $10, $11, but I ended up buying 3 of them that seemed to be very profitable actually. And then we also picked up 2 golf clubs, the TaylorMade R blades. They're just single irons, a 6-iron and an 8-iron. Roughly about $35 to $40 a piece is the value. All in all, we spent $53.60 at the last Savers. This giving a grand total spent of $103.25 between the 3 Savers. Now there's a little caveat to this, is that I did use my discount on these purchases at Savers. I did get 25% off at the first Savers, and then I did get 20% off at the last Savers. So on the receipt, they actually showed how much they discounted off my entire total for both stores. With that, I'll include it back into my totals and see how that compares to the discounted amount and the non-discounted amount. So if we didn't have any discounts at all at the Savers, I would have spent $132.48. All right, now comes the fun part. We're gonna be looking at the estimated values between the Goodwill stores and the Savers stores pickups. Starting with the Goodwill, I estimated a total value of $260 for all of the items that we picked up from the Goodwill. This would give us a total profit of $179. And again, this is before any of like the eBay fees or whatnot. I'm not gonna be including that, just makes things easier for you guys to follow along. But with this profit, we would get a return on investment of 220%. So pretty good overall standing from the Goodwill stores. Now let's take a look at the figures for Savers. Based off of eBay comps and everything, my estimated value of all the items that I picked up from the Savers is $688. This would give us a total profit of $584.75, which would give us 566% return on our initial investment. And if we include the amounts before the discount I got for Savers, we would still have a 419% return on our investment. And with that, at the end of this challenge between Goodwill and Savers, Savers has won this challenge and more than doubled the return on investment compared to the Goodwill. Even if I didn't have the discounts from the Savers, we still had almost 200% more return on investment compared to the Goodwill finds. So even if I didn't include it, Savers still would have beat out the Goodwill. Therefore, Savers is the winner. Congratulations, you have beat Goodwill in this versus battle. One last thing I just wanted to mention is the total from both stores combined into one. I spent a total of $184.25 between the 2 days. So all of these stores, all 6 stores that I went to, estimated value for all of the items is $948, which would essentially give us $763.75 in profit. And overall return on investment, we're looking at about 414% return. So not too bad from 2 days of thrifting. We went to 6 different stores, found some pretty good items. Unfortunately, we missed out on one of the Savers stores, but we still made up for it at the third and final store. Hopefully you all enjoyed this thrifting challenge between Goodwill and Savers. Now you know, unscientifically, Savers is the better store between the two. If you guys did enjoy this type of video, make sure to like button down below. If you guys enjoy more thrifting content like this, also hit the subscribe button. I try and post weekly as much as often as I can. And while you're down there, hit the notification bell so you get notified when my next thrifting video will come out. If you guys have any other ideas for challenges or stuff you want to see on my channel, please leave a comment down below as well. That's me for this one. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!